How can I love somebody else when I can't love myself enough to know when it's time to let go. All I really want is to be happy. Find a love that's mine. It could be so sweet. All I really want is to be happy. Find a love that's mine. It would be so sweet. Life is too short to be trying to run some game. I need time to think about what it really means to love me. Okay, so anyways, y'all can tell I was watching Mary J Blidge, My Life, on Amazon Prime. Yes, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It took me a way back to when she was just doing she's still doing her thing. She's still kicking and she's still bopping, you know what I'm saying? So yes to Mary J Blidge. Like, she is an epitome of a prophet, like DMX, like all of the great ones that really like been through it, like living testimonies. And people be like, I don't know how they got to where they have got to where they are, because they have gone through some tests and some trials and some tribulations. And we're going to talk about, her hair, her signature is blonde. Like, Mary J Blidge has been always rocking blonde hair from, I don't know, like, since she was about 19. Like, so she grew up in Yonkers. She lived in the projects or housing complex in Yonkers. Her mom was in an abusive relationship, so she also was surrounded by that, and then she ended up also in abusive relationships, and it was just kind of like that cycle, and she's basically breaking that cycle. But I love Mary J Blidge because Mary J Blidge is like a preacher. Like, she's a prophet, a preacher. Like, she is, when she sings, she's preaching to you. She's letting you know, even though it's for her, like, she's creating this from her experience and everything like that. And like I say all the time, we do not go through things for ourselves. We are going through things so that way we can learn from it, grow from it, become wise in it, because we can only get wise in experience, not through books and knowledge, things that we accumulate because we read a lot or whatever, but the experience, the actual going through it, healing from it, and overcoming it. Like, you be like, okay, you know what I'm saying? So that's where you get your wisdom from. And if you ever hear somebody say, oh my God, you're so wise, you have, to be wise is to have gone through so much in your life. And if you're wise beyond your years, then that means you've gone through so much at a young age. So yeah, people want to give you that badge of honor. You have that badge of honor, but literally you've been through a lot. And I think people just like forget about that part. They're just like, oh my God, look who you are now. Like, no, let's celebrate the journey. Let's acknowledge the journey. Like, okay, like, people might smile a lot. You see people smile, or people are grinding and doing things like that. You see them by themselves getting things done and working hard. Like, that is not easy. To be doing stuff 24/7, to be lifting other people up and yourself, that is not an easy task. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a task of a chosen person. That is somebody who is being called to do it. Not everybody want to just jump up and be like, I want to help you in your life. And nobody wants to do that. Like, if they want, most people are, they're about themselves. Like, you know what, let me get myself together. And then, but if your calling is to help people, like, for me, like, I literally have to tell myself, no, Karen, Did you take care of yourself yet? Because I'd be like, oh my God, let me help this person. But it'd be like, no, Karen, don't distract yourself trying to assist other people with what they got going on when you got a lot over here that you have not addressed yet. And I'd be like, oh, because I'm trying to like, it's a form of self-sabotage. But when you're a person who is a server, like, I mean a service, but you are of service. Like, you're a person who is helping, and you're a helper. Like, you are a solution to the problems of the world and things like that. And people know that about you. They see it. They come to you all the time. So it's like, it's hard for you to now look at yourself and be that friend for yourself. Like, how am I, you know what I'm saying, gonna love somebody else if I can't love myself enough to know when it's time to let go. Okay, like when you love yourself and be like, you look what this, I don't like how this is making me feel. This is taking me out of my element. This is making me feel bad. Like, I no longer look like I used to. Okay. And I mean, I'm saying, like, if you look back at yourself and be like, mentally, you're not where you used to be. You're not smiling as much as you used to. You're not dressing the way that you used to, like, because you are not in a place where you feel comfortable doing the, you know, like looking a certain part or whatever. And I'm not saying it for the bad, because if you doing it for the good, like, oh, I don't longer go there, I don't longer need to drink, I don't need to go to parties, that's different, because that's bettering yourself. Like, now you have the time to do other things that actually can benefit your life in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if it's in the opposite direction and you are like, okay, so for instance, when I used to work for a psychiatric hospital, I mean, when I got the job, I was super hyped. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay. You know what? You know, I was 19 and I got this job. You know, I scored 100 on the exam. I got in. And this is 19, working at a psychiatric hospital. And I'm like, I left when I was 25. And yes, it was crazy. Yes, I got spat on. I got my hair pulled. But there were good times. I met a lot of people, you know, some have passed away now, like, but it was an experience. And you know, and when it was time for me to leave, I realized after a while, I was just like, yo, things became uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was moving up in every which way, but the pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were giving me new responsibilities, moving into admissions and administration, and then, you know, management and stuff like that. But my pay grade was the same. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had more. You know, it's like, too much is given, much is required, but they didn't require, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, they gave me the stuff, but they didn't give me the required pay to go with it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if that was part of the thing. And then, you know, people were just gossiping, and there was people that I thought was friends who hurt me in ways that I was like, wow, like, it was physical hurt, mental hurt, emotional. Like, I was like, wow, this job is not for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Now that I look at it, it got real uncomfortable, because it was trying to give me this message, or spirit was trying to let me know that it's time to leave. It's time to transition, to elevate to next level, girl. Get out. Like, but again, I dragged my feet and things like that. And then I started to see myself change. Like, I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, I usually I'm critical, very critical of myself. So if I am alone, and I'm always alone most of the time, like I can isolate myself or be in solitude, and I reflect a lot. So I was able to kind of look back and, and I'm like, man, I miss my smiles. I used to go to every ward. I used to see everybody, say hi, good morning, like, how you doing? Crack some jokes. And, I used to make visits or make rounds to every ward and make sure I say hi to all the people or the team members that I knew that was working on those wards. You know what I'm saying? From custodian to the kitchen staff to the security, to the workers on deck, to the doctors, the nurses, the everybody, right? And the higher ups, like they'd be like, hi Tenard, like, and I stopped doing that. I was not feeling happy. I didn't feel the joy. I was taking on so many other people's anger and sadness, and when that started happening, I knew it was time for me to go, because I'm like, oh no, my light is dimming. Like, I am turning into the people who work here. Like, I ain't here to be bitter. Like, I'm appreciative of where I am. And so, I mean, that's what kept me so hyped, because I was in gratitude of where I was, and I remembered where I was before I got there, and it kept me there, which is a good and a bad thing, right? Because I'm there like, oh my God, I'm so grateful to be here, but I held on so tight that it affected me. It's like they say, when you holding on to something that's cutting you, like this job was my lifeline, but yet it had razor blades, sharp edges, or thorns on it, and I'm here clutching it, which is stabbing me at the same time. And if I let go, I would stop being cut. I would stop being hurt. I would have stopped afflicting this pain onto me, self-afflictions, because I was doing it, because I was holding on to something that was not for me. It outgrew me, or I outgrew it. When I got into the job, I didn't have a degree. I was going to school. I think it was like my first, I just was I think in freshman year in college, and I took a year off to finish probation for the job, and then I went back. But when I finished, now I'm a new person. Like, I got new knowledge. It's a business degree. So I'm no longer in that same, place where I didn't know anything. Right now I have elevated. And once I elevated, I started to be like, okay, let me go apply for this job. Let me go apply for this position. And that's how I was moving up in the ladder, because I believed in myself. Because I was like, look, I am not like the rest over here. Not to say that I was better than them, but I literally got a degree. I was doing things for myself. So I required, so much is given, much is required. I attained this knowledge. I won't be wasting it here at this level. You know what I'm saying? So as I was moving up, I kind of moved up and moved out, because at that point I was like, all right, I've hit the ceiling of this place, and now I want to give back. Now I want to create a nonprofit. And that's what I had did, because I wanted to be a solution. Like, I'm always helping, and it was just kind of like, well, there's no more help that I can give at this organization. Let me move on to something and create something that I can do, which I can, pivot, change around whenever it is fit for the society. Because a lot of places and organizations or institutions are very rigid, and they hold on for the dear life of things that worked for them in the past, but it no longer works or serves them now, because we're in a new time. We have evolved. We have attain new knowledge. So we are not the same. So we cannot continue doing the same things or in the same places. Okay, so I don't know. I'm preaching today. Life is too short to be trying to run some game. I need time to think about what it really means to love me. Okay. So when you think about loving yourself, it's like, yo, what does that mean? That means, yo, you got to come through for yourself. Like okay, imagine yourself, I'm going to try to get, you have a child. You love this child. This child is everything to you, right? What you going to do to that child? You going to nurture that child. You're going to protect that child by all means necessary. If somebody is ready to attack that child, guess what? You going to step in front of that child and stand up for that child like, yo, not my baby. Oh, you won't be seeing my baby no more. Oh, you're not going to come at my child like that. Oh, no. We not going to put up with this. Okay, like who you talking to? Okay, so imagine you now being your baby. How many people are you letting talk to your child all kinds of ways? Or doing you in all kinds of ways? Or having your child feel so low that they can't really build themselves up because they are engulfed with this feeling of inferiority. You are your baby. You are your child, their inner child, where God lives. God lives within all of us, right? And we have an inner child. So your inner child chilling with God and just, he like, oh my gosh, I don't know who, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I started looking at that like, wait a minute. I'm putting your feelings before my child because I don't want to make a scene, say something that might hurt your feelings. When you hurting my child's feelings and you making the scene about them, you embarrassing them in front of everybody, but yet I'm sparing your feelings because I don't want to embarrass you in front of the people. Oh, we gonna embarrass you. Not in a way where I'm trying to cut you down. I just want you to be highlighted in the way that you move. So you won't move or dare move with that again on mine, because then we need to set boundaries, right? Like you got child protective, you got to bring child protective services for this inner child of yours. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I'm talking like this, but okay. So you got to make sure that if anybody talks to you in a certain way or does anything to make you feel like, what? Like, yo, you really trying to play me here? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no one is naive to the fact that people are trying to play you. Like, if you feel some kind of way, your energy ain't never lied. People's energy introduces them before anything. So whatever you tell me don't matter if your energy don't line up. You're like, I'm so thankful and happy for you to be in my life, but your energy off. I don't feel safe around you. Like when you think about love, self-love, and self-care, you thinking about safety, security, right? So anytime you feel insecure because you're not secured, it is not love. Anytime you can't trust a situation, it's not love, because love equals trust. You're willing to trust the person with your heart, with everything you got, because you love them. Now, if that person does not trust you neither, then there is no love. Only confusion. And God doesn't live in confusion. He's not come here to confuse you. Okay. The enemy is there to confuse you. Make you believe in these illusions that something is love when it's not. Or something is, like that's friendship when it's not. That this is a good deal, good sale when it's not. You know what I'm saying? People just bored, so they're passing the time with you. People need a like, people are desperate, so they settle for what they can get at this time. But the minute they start believing in themselves and start getting things together, you gonna be going, because you was at a low vibration when they brought you in, because they was at a low vibration. So by the time they lift that vibration up, you are no longer allowed to go where they're going, because your vibration is still low. You feel me? Could you imagine holding on to somebody and they out here rising and they in the clouds like, hey, and you in the ground talking about, girl, what's good? And the person in the clouds is like, girl, how you doing? Oh, hold up, we breaking up. The line is choppy because it's too much of a transmission. Like, it's not coming. The signal is fading from where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? It's not about me being different or shady or acting funny. It's I'm different, or I'm on a different energy level, vibration. So you is being like triggered because you're like, how can I go there? Why can I go there? That's on you. That's a personal problem, baby. I'm sorry. I don't really talk like this, but sometimes when I'm in the mood. When you know something, just do it. You know what I'm saying? Your gut is everything. Like, you know when it's not right. You know when it's right. And, when something is like off and you can't put your finger on it, chances are it ain't right. Okay? Like, you ain't got to go around asking other people, like, validation and stuff like that. Like, trust yourself. Trust yourself, because if you don't trust yourself, you don't love yourself. Didn't I just say that? Without trust, there is no love. If you can't trust your own thoughts, your own intuition, trust that you are right, trust that you're making the right decision. If you can't do that, then you don't love yourself enough to say, I'm going to take a chance on me. And that's not what we're doing in 2021. Okay, life is too short to not trust ourselves, because if we can't trust ourselves, who can we trust? We walking around here like a just walking around. You know what I'm saying? Like the living dead. Like, I don't know who to trust. Like, you don't trust nobody because you don't trust yourself. Period. We project all the time. I trust a lot of people because of where I am right now. I trust myself. And I trust that whoever I'm putting in my life, in my circle right now, is good. And then when they not, I trust that I could walk away from it. And that is period. Because guess what? I'm protecting my inner self. My inner child. She need protection. Because she is just so wishful thinking. And she just, like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? She's so light and she's bright. And so anytime something comes in and try to dim something about her, my shadow side, the side that they want you to say is evil. No. That shadow side is there as protection. You know what I'm saying? They said you got to build, but you got to protect. Now, your light is being the building part. But the protection part, that comes with your shadow side. That comes with like that duality, that masculine side, that protection side, because we both have feminine and masculine energy. Right. Okay. We also have the yin and yang, like all this truth in all of this. Okay. There is the shadow and the light. There cannot be darkness without light and light without darkness. That don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? God said, let there be light because there was darkness before light. Okay. So in order for the brighter the darker the darkness, the brighter the light. Because if it's really, really pitch black and you shine a light, that light gonna be bright in that area. So be that light. I mean, I don't want to be here all telling you some stuff because I'm preaching, because I'm gonna, use it for another episode, because I want you to keep coming back, because like, okay, so a couple of people have told me that I am a preacher. I don't know if they speaking through God, but I'm gonna trust that they speaking through God because I needed that message. But people will come to me, can I pray for them and all that? And I'm like, pray for you? I'm like, what? Like, can I pray for you? I'm like, that's a level of responsibility. Like, you know what I'm saying? To pray over somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you know the weight of a responsibility, you don't just like jump up on it like, okay, yes, I will. No. When you know the power of something, you not finna jump and run up into it. You like, hold up, wait a minute. There is some power in prayer. And the fact that you coming to me for that, you must see an anointing over me for you to come to me for some prayer. And not just one person, but a couple of people. So it's like, whoo, that's a lot of responsibility. Too much is given, much is required. You know what I'm saying? And I can only continue working on myself, because as I work on myself and I shine brighter and I polish myself up, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, look how, be as powerful as the moon. The moon can light up a night sky. That's it. It can light up a night sky. And it's off of the reflection of the sun. You can either be the sun or you could either be the moon, but you could be the sun and the moon. Like, it's duality up in here. You could be that light. Okay. And you lighten up even your dark side. Your dark side is the moon, and the moon is like, I got you. When you sleep, I got you. When you can't show up and fight, I got you. When you can't light up the way because you tired right now, I got you. The truth will always be revealed at the end of the day. Like, you don't got to prove yourself. You ain't got to explain yourself. The only thing you responsible is yourself. Self-care. Don't worry about what everybody else saying about you. Don't worry about what everybody has done to you. Forgive them, because that is going to be their karma. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Don't do nothing to them, because that's going to be your karma. The only kind of karma you should be trying to get is good karma from the seeds that you've been sowing. Okay? The lives that you've been building up. That's the only karma that you should be going for, because this is going to be another... Let me get off. But anyways, go check out Mary J Blidge, My Life. It's really good. It's really inspirational. And it definitely brought back memories of DMX and his story. And we need to stop looking at people for what they don't have, and looking at the heart. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jesus came out from a manger. He ain't had much, but he had peace. The peace that surpasses all understanding. He ain't had material and all that extra stuff that, you know what I'm saying? But they were happy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they wasn't striving to get stuff just to impress people that don't matter. He had bread and broke it and fed thousands. People got so much and won't feed their neighbor. Think about that. But then you have people who don't have much and out here sharing with the world, and then get laughed at because they sharing with the world and they ain't got much to share. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, yo, you talking about you following the Bible, but you laughing at the person who doing the same thing that is literally written. Like, the person is the Bible, is the walking word of the Bible, but you sitting here studying it. Okay. You missed the whole lesson. After you read the Bible, go out. Go out. Become the living word. But, okay. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And remember, you good. Love yourself. Love yourself. And love will find you. God is love. Peace out, everybody. Stay loved, stay safe, and COVID free.